All right, so let's talk for a second about how you take liquid adhesive off of different units. Now right here, what we have is a poly thin skin unit that has liquid adhesive on it. Of course, we've talked about how to get tape off of poly. That leaves lace and the question of lace. I don't have a lace unit here with me today, but we're gonna be talking about how to handle lace and the things that you gotta be concerned with as we take some of the adhesive off of this unit. Now, getting liquid adhesive off of your unit, the number one step that you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to help dissolve the liquid adhesive with a solvent. So get yourself a solvent. Now, the number one tip that I have for you when using lace or using poly and you have liquid adhesive is you want to fill a small tub that you can fit your hair system, just the base, laying down flat inside. What you're gonna do after that is you're going to put some solvent so that it covers the entire base of your hair system. Now, I've already done that with this unit right here. Now, what it does is that solvent helps break down the adhesive very, very nicely. So that way we can get the adhesive off way easier. Now, if you're using lace and you have tape, a lot of times the tape will come right off of the lace if you put it in solvent and you let it sit there for about 20 minutes. If you have a lace unit and you're using liquid adhesive, a lot of times it will dissolve off of the unit itself. The liquid adhesive will literally dissolve right off of your lace unit, which makes fixing your unit and getting it nice and clean and ready for your installation much easier. Now, what happens though if you have some liquid adhesive that's still stuck inside of your lace unit? Well, that's a great question, and it does happen sometimes. Now, you have two friends that can really help you out in that particular situation. Your first friend that you have is actually a brush like this right here. You can use a toothbrush or you can use a nail brush like this. What these will allow you to do is gently massage the lace so that the liquid adhesive can come out. But before we do that, what we do is we take some liquid dish soap and we apply it all over the unit where we have liquid adhesive stuck inside of the lace. After we apply that and massage the dish soap in, we begin to gently brush our unit with the toothbrush or nail brush like so. That way we are brushing the liquid adhesive away from the lace towards the outside of the unit. And often this will start to roll right off and we can take it off with our hands. It's as simple as that. Now, for a poly thin skin unit, I'm going to show you how I go about doing this for this type of unit. So we've already put this unit inside of a vat of solvent and it's starting to disintegrate some of the adhesive right now, but we have some more solvent. We're going to begin to spray the solvent on the base of the unit where we have some adhesive. Now, one of your best friends when you're doing this right here is actually using cotton balls. So what we're gonna do is we're going to take some cotton balls and we're going to begin wiping down our unit right here. Now, this is actually a little bit easier to do if you have it on a flat surface, but I'm using it on top of this mannequin so that way you can see what I'm doing. Now, as you begin to wipe your hair system with a cotton ball, what you're going to notice is the cotton ball is going to start sticking to the bottom of the hair system. As you see right now, it's starting to leave little remnants behind, and this is actually your cotton ball picking up the liquid adhesive itself. So this is a very effective way to get the liquid adhesive off. As you can see, we're starting to get like little clumps of cotton off of our hair system here, and that means that the liquid adhesive is starting to pick up off of the unit. Now, if you let the hair system sit inside of a actual vat of solvent at the beginning, it makes it so much easier because it will begin to dissolve the actual adhesive before doing this process. If you don't, the process will take longer. Now, you're probably asking yourself, how long do you let a hair system sit in solvent? So what you want to do is you want to try letting it sit there for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes will allow the adhesive to break down, And that way you can make sure this is an easy process. So now we can see we just got an absolutely big glob of liquid adhesive right there, and it's starting to come off. So let's get a little bit more. And the key right here is just patience. The adhesive will come off in time. It may take a little bit, and it might be frustrating, and it might feel like you're doing it wrong, but it's really a matter of patience. If you have patience, all of these skills they're really not hard to learn. They just are anxiety producing because it feels like we might be messing something up, and we just bought a hair system and we want to look and feel great, and it feels like something could be wrong. So eventually you'll need to get a new piece of cotton, and you'll see that when I did that, now it's really starting to stick again to the adhesive. So you will go through a good amount of cotton balls as you do this right here, and that's okay. Cotton balls are cheap, and it's a very effective way to get adhesive off of your unit right here. Now, this is not so great of a method with lace because the cotton can kind of get stuck up in the lace, and that's not a good look. With the poly thin skin, this is something that we can control, and we can really get the cotton off of the base of the lace without interfering with the knots. Now, something to note, if you do use a lace unit and you are using a liquid adhesive and you are trying to get it clean, when you clean the base of your unit, there is a chance that you will lose some hair as you are brushing with the nail brush or your toothbrush. It's possible that you're going to lose some hair, that it's coming through the bottom of the unit. This is natural. Don't freak out. It's part of the normal wear and tear of your hair system. So don't worry about it too much. I know we never like to see a lot of hair coming loose from our hair system, but it's just par for the course. It's part of the journey. So I'm going to grab another cotton ball right here, and we're going to get some more of this off. Now, you might notice that this is taking a little bit longer than how long it took to get my tape off of my poly unit, right? So I think that using tape is probably the easiest way to maintain your hair system. It's the fastest way. Really the only limitation, and I mentioned it before, is that it's a little less believable. It's a little less believable than having a liquid adhesive, but the cleanup is so much easier, in my opinion. It's quicker, and it also, for me, tends to last a little bit longer than liquid adhesive. So in my opinion, it's definitely worth it to go and use a tape adhesive, but you will have to decide what is right for you. I've decided what's right for me after wearing a hair system I've tried multiple things, and some worked, some didn't for me. But it's important that you get the right one for you, because if you don't, it won't match up with your lifestyle, and you'll start to feel like it's an annoyance, or it's not what you want out of life, or it's just too much for you to handle. And that's not the way they should feel. They should always feel like a joy, like you are getting something out of your life. So we have a little bit more to go inside of this hair system, but it is coming off for sure, and we're getting a little bit closer to having all of it removed. Now, how do you know when you have all of your liquid adhesive removed from your hair system? Now, the way that you'll know is when you run a cotton ball over it and there's none of these little stringy things that are staying behind. Now, I'm gonna spray a little bit more solvent onto this unit to help me, which you're allowed to do. There's no limit to how much solvent you are using. And we're gonna begin using another cotton ball. Now, as you get to the edges of your hair system by your hair, you will wanna make sure that you're not pulling the adhesive into your hair, because then, it's okay. It's not the end of the world but we'll have to get it out when we wash the unit. And that just takes a little bit more time, and it's not as easy. So yeah, you will know when your unit is 100% clean because it will stop picking up more adhesive. Your cotton balls will stop rolling off of the cotton balls, and it'll be left just working perfectly fine. The other thing that you'll notice is when you put your hand on the hair system right here, when you have all of the adhesive off it, what'll happen is you won't feel any stick. It won't feel tacky. Once it's completely clean, you'll touch it and there will be no stick whatsoever, as opposed to when you actually do have some adhesive stuck on the unit, it will feel like something is sticky. So right now, I put my hand on the entire unit and I feel a little bit of stick right here at the edge of this unit. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna attack the edge of this unit, and we're gonna get that last little bit of it off. All right, and there we go, we actually got it. So now this unit is 100% clean. I'm not getting any stick and it's working. So now that we have this clean, it is ready to be washed, it's ready to be conditioned, and then after that, it will finally go back on our head when we're ready for a new installation. Now, remember, if you're using lace and you have solvent, whether it's liquid or it's tape, you want to lay it in a tub filled with solvent so that it covers the entire base of the unit. Leave it in there for about 20 minutes and the solvent will begin to break down. It'll actually make the liquid or tape adhesive leave the lace. After that happens, you are going to use a brush, whether a toothbrush or a nail brush, and you are going to begin moving the liquid adhesive or tape adhesive residue that's there and start brushing it towards the outside of your actual hair system. You can also use a little bit of dish soap to help lubricate this process. Remember, it's okay if you do lose a little bit of hair that comes through the bottom as this happens. Do not be super harsh as you're brushing it. You don't want to put a lot of force and tension on your hair system, but if you do lose some hair, it's okay. It's okay. It's normal wear and tear. Hair systems lose hair over time, and that's perfectly natural. So once you do that, remember, you're going to move on to washing and conditioning your unit and getting ready to reinstall it.